Roman Empire. Who would have thought I would be talking about Romans and all the Roman Empire? Not me. I did not foresee this for this year, but this year has been a whirlwind. So, hi, how are you? My name is Mackie, and welcome to Mackie Radio Reads. So, in today's video, I am going to be telling you guys all about my Roman Empire books. These are my favorite books. When I say God tier, I don't really like using that word or using that term. But these are my Roman empires, the books that I think about like daily. Literally daily, I think about these characters. I think about the quotes. I remember their interactions. I love the romances. I love the love stories. These are the books that have changed my mind, altered my brain chemistry. I'm so excited to talk about my favorite books. So the first one is Wolfsong by TJ Klune. When I tell you, like the first 5 sentences, I was like, this book is going to be my favorite. Let me, like, Ox needs to be protected. He is single handedly the best thing in this world since Taylor Swift decided to date Travis Kelce. Okay, Ox is perfection, right? He's perfection. This book is an MM romance. It is between Ox and Joe. Joe is a werewolf, okay? So at the beginning of the book, you see Ox is being like his dad is abandoning him. His dad is basically saying life is gonna be shit for you. Life is gonna be always hard. On out, your life will always be shit. And I was like, what the hell? Who starts a book off like this? But I was already hooked because the way he was explaining, the way he was talking. So we see Ox actually like grow up. He's not in a relationship for a while. I mean, obviously he's a kid, but like Ox and Joe meet one day. Ox is walking home and Joe kind of jumps up out of the trees or out of the bushes or whatever, and he's just like obsessed. He's like, "This is my best friend." Like, remember how Joe is explaining how he meets Ox, of like how he knew Ox was gonna be everything, like how he smells like pine cones and everything. And I love this book. Like my heart beats Wolfsong. It's so amazing. It's what love story is about. I think like if I ever wanted to be in a love story or how I would want to be loved and appreciated or whatever, it would definitely be how Joe describes, or like how he just loves Ox and Ox loves Joe just as well. But they found family as well. Like Ox doesn't have a family, but then Joe is like so obsessed, so in love. He's like first day he tells his parents like I made Ox, he's my best friend and he's family now, and they're so young and it's amazing. They get together like I think 10 to 15 years later when they're much older, and it is so beautiful. I can talk about it forever. They really changed everything. I love this book so much. Wasn't a fan of werewolves because obviously I was Team Edward, still am, forever will be, but like I loved this book, and I kind of want them to make it a movie, but I don't because I don't want them to ruin the experience or ruin anything for me. But 5 stars, absolutely love this book. Then to take a complete left turn, or not really, the next book that is my Roman Empire is the Twilight series. I remember watching Twilight with my sisters, and I was hooked. I didn't know it was a book until I told my friends like a couple of days later, I think at school, I was like, "Oh, my sisters and I, we went to go watch this movie. It's called Twilight. It's about vampires." She's like, "Oh my god, you know it's actually a book." I'm like, "It's a book?" She's like, "Yeah, there's books." And I told my mom to buy me the series. And then someone stole my books. Someone stole my books. Never forget that, yeah. As I always say to anyone, whoever you are that stole my book, my Twilight series, all 4 books while we were at school assembly. I never want to see you again. I don't know who you are. I was so devastated, you guys. I was like, I'm going to call my mom. She needs to report a crime. I could literally cry right now. I was devastated. And then I came home and I told my sister that someone stole my book. It's like, you should have called me, blah, blah, blah. Well, anyways, yeah. Y'all know what this book is about. Vampire falls in love with a human. Edward Cullen. He's the best book boyfriend, husband ever. Like, I feel like people that don't like Twilight, just like, I don't know why. I feel like people make it a thing to not like Twilight. Like, oh, Twilight is just, it's so not that good. Like, it's just not worth it. Like, Edward is a creep, blah, 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 blah. Like, if you had a man like Edward, you would not be saying he's a creep. You would not, because Edward is literal perfection, and you should be glad you know someone like Edward. Like he's amazing, literally amazing. Love him. I don't think we'd make a good couple because he's like cold, and I have asthma, and my asthma gets triggered by the cold, so I don't think that will work out for me. But I love this book. 5 stars, the entire series. Even though I am currently in my new moon era where I am sitting by the window like Bella did, and I'm watching the seasons go by, but I'm getting better. You know why? Because because there's a possibility. And the next book that I want to talk about is The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. This book is so freaking beautiful. It's amazing. Oh my goodness, when he's like, he's a half of my soul. Like, there's so many quotes in this book that I just think about every single day. Like, this book, I think I really enjoy MM romances because it's Wolfsong and there's this one. I don't know what it is. I'm very picky when it comes to MM romances. But every time I read one, I'm like, this is my favorite book of the whole year. It's absolutely amazing. I love this book so much. It has left a mark. Literally has left a mark. It is my Roman Empire. I stand by this book. It is so beautiful. It's about Achilles and Patroclus. If you don't need to read, I understand Greek mythology because the author does a good job of explaining everything and kind of like teaching you, I would say, like basically the fantasy world. I would say it's kind of like fantasy, but it's not really because it's based off Greek mythology, obviously. But it's just so beautiful. It's a friends to lovers, which is an underrated trope, but I love it so much. From the beginning to the end, there are quotes that I think about every single day. I think about how they loved each other and how they are just like the sun doesn't shine when they're not around each other. Like, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's so beautiful. I think I want to get this tattoo as well, this little tattoo, because I love this book so much. It has literally changed everything. It has stayed with me, altered my brain chemistry. I love it so much. I give it 5 stars, and I can't wait to reread it. So if you have not read Song of Achilles, it is not overhyped. It is beautiful. It is perfection. It is chef's kiss. So next book that I want to recommend is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. This is an older woman, younger man romance. It's a small town romance. She's a city girl. She's a doctor. He is just like a small town boy. He's kind of like the official, unofficial mayor. He's just helps everybody. He's so nice. He's just literally one of my favorite quotes of all time. Is when he says, "Grace costs you nothing." I every time I think about that, I just feel like it's just like the little things in life that someone can do or like say to just make your world a little less hard. You know what I mean? Because you never know what someone is going through. But like literally, grace costs you nothing, kindness costs you nothing, and I just thought that was like the simplest thing. But it's so hard for people to do, like just to give you grace, to give you kindness, even when sometimes you don't deserve it. But you know what I mean? I really enjoyed this book. I feel like he just loved her so much, and she loved him. She was never mean or rude. She was just really going through a difficult time. She had just come out of a really toxic, narcissistic relationship, and those relationships are really hard to get out of. But they make a lot of sense, even though, like, you're not really, it's not normal or customary to have an older woman dating a younger man. He just loved her for all that she was. Whatever she was, whoever she was in that moment when she was with him, he was just like, just come as you are. I love you. and it was just so beautiful. It was the sweetest, most wholesome romance where you're like, this is the truest, most beautiful type of love I have ever seen. And the next book or series that I want to recommend is the Eisenberg series by Gray Huffington. The first book is Luca, second one is Lyric, and the third one is Lakey. It's a black romance, or the characters are black, billionaire romances. First one is a single mom falls in love with an ex-con. She moves to the small town because she's running away from her ex fiance, and she meets Luca, who is her best friend's brother. They fall in love. It's love at first sight. The relationship is really difficult to get into because she has trust issues. She's scared. She has a lot to protect. She just came into the small town. Luca, he went to jail for a reason. And once you find out the reason, you're like, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I mean, who wouldn't do that? But it's so, so beautiful. It's so touching how Lucas sees her and he's like, I'm gonna make your life better than it's ever been. Which is weird because, like, I mean, you just came out of jail. I'm literally driving you back home from jail. But he's well off, you know, rich family, small town. His family basically like owns the small town. So then we have Lyric, which is Lucas' baby sister. She falls in love with Lucas' best friend. So it's a brother's best friend romance. They have been in love with each other for years, but have never dated. Never, ever, ever dated. She has always been afraid to do that because she loves and respects her brother so much, and she doesn't want to put like a dent in their relationship, sort of. So their relationship is kind of secret for a while, and it's so beautiful. Lakey is a third book. So Lakey and the female main character have been together for a while. They're high school sweethearts. He breaks it off because he feels like they're too young. He can't do this. Like literally, their next step into the relationship was to get married and stuff. And he's like, I don't want to do this. I'm too young. I still want to do stuff. I want you to live your life. Like, do whatever it is you need to do. She gets engaged, and lo and behold, Lakey comes back. He's like, nobody's gonna marry you except me. And it's their romance. It's great. He's unhinged though. He's literally so unhinged and so rude. You just like, what the hell? But you fall in love with him. You really do. Well, I did. Love these series. The next books I want to talk about is The Duet by Giana Darling. Anti-Heroes in Love. Love this duet. It is so beautiful. It's a reverse Grumpy Sunshine, which is actually one of my favorite. Like, I like, I don't know why you put reverse, but I mean, I understand. But I enjoy the reverse. Like, she's grumpy. He is a sunshine. Even though he's in the mafia, he's like the leader of the mafia world. And she's a lawyer. Love it. I love Elena. I love Dante. I just love how she gets redeemed. She's loved for who she is. And she's not a bad person, She was just, angry for a while, which is understandable. But I enjoyed them so much. I loved how he was like, I'm going to put you first. I know your family and your friends and whomever never puts you first, but I'm going to put you first. And he does that. He loves her hard and he's so protective over her. He just makes sure that she is seen and heard and understood, and she has a shoulder to cry on. And I love them so, so much. I love how she never had to change and he never had to change. They just made sense together, and it's so beautiful. It's so spicy. Love the world. Ugh, it's so beautiful. Love it. I gave each book 5 stars. It was so romantic. Literally just like so, so, so romantic. How he just speaks to her. How they just make so much sense. And you're just like, oh, redemption. This is beautiful. This is perfect. And I really need to reread it. And the next book is Gravity by Ashley Nicole. It's actually one of my favorite books of this whole year. This book is about two people that fall in love, but they have been in this best, I want to say best friends with benefits, but like friends with benefits situation for a couple of years. She does not want to be in a relationship because she has a lot of responsibilities. She has a lot of things that she needs to put her energy and her time towards, so she doesn't feel like she has the time nor the energy to actually put up with a relationship or be in a relationship, and he's just kind of been waiting for her. He's also like a single dad, so we have that as well. We have a single dad romance. It's so beautiful. It's the way the author just puts their romance. It's just like the little things that count in life, having someone that can support you, that can love you, and be there when you're literally going through the toughest time of your life. Which, I mean, I love a billionaire romance. You know, I love over the top type of toxic romance, but at the end of the day, just having someone you can count on and lean on and just like rely on, who will take care of you and will love you through it all, is just, it's so great, and I love to see that in romances. And I'm just a huge fan of these type of romances. Now I don't know why. I will always love a billionaire romance or millionaire romance, but these ones, it hit the. I'm just like, I become really really soft when it comes to just like the beauty of love. Of like, it's just so simple to love this person. It's like breathing. It's easy. It's just like waking up in the morning. I just love this romance. I loved how she was never rude. She was never like, she never played games. She was like, this is where I'm at in life, and it's either we can do it like this or we can't. And she gets to a point in her life where she sees, like, I cannot not be with you anymore. I need you in my life. And it's so great because she's never needed anyone. She's always had to be independent. She's always had to take care of everyone. Trigger warnings for grief. Absolutely love this book. I feel like this book was a gift for my sister, the one that passed away, because a lot of things make sense with this book. Because I always call my sister like, she's like my gravity. And when I lost her, I always say I felt like I lost my sense of gravity. And so when I read this book, Gravity, and like you read the book and things take place and things happen, and I feel like it's literally a gift from my sister. So one of the reasons why I love it, it's so beautiful and steamy. Really, really steamy. Like, first scenes, they are already getting it, like getting into it, and you're like, whoa, okay. Who are you guys again? But I loved it. 5 stars. So these are my Roman empires. Let me know if you guys would like a part 2. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.